Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is Simone with Simple Smart Money Move. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And remember to press that notification button so that you can get when I upload a video. Anyway, welcome back, guys. I just wanted to share this message with you all today. As you saw in the heading, let's tell the truth, right? Let's tell the truth. And so when I say let's tell the truth, I'm talking about telling the truth about our money, about our finances, about our situations. We have a tendency to not want to talk about our finances and our money. And I've come to a realization that that's not helping anybody. You have to help yourself by telling yourself the truth. And so one of the ways you can do that, first and foremost, is by having a budget. And so I wanted to share some budget information with you guys today, specifically a budget sheet that I've been using that I probably received about 15 years ago when I first saw my first budget sheet that I could actually use in Excel and add up my budget and actually see what was over, what was, under budget. And I've been using this since my children were small, right? And so I had childcare, babysitter, well, daycare, not babysitter, but childcare in my budget and, all these other things that have now changed. So I realized I hadn't updated my budget. I had not looked at my budget, guys, since my birthday last year, at least this budget spreadsheet, which is April. I looked at it, I was alarmed. So I'm guilty as well. So I'm sharing with you guys the lessons that I've learned, right? So on this particular budget spreadsheet, I had gotten this from an organization that emailed it to me, and it breaks down your budget into about 14 different categories, right? And so they range from first your income, right? Then your bills and expenses. So your income is in the top, and then you start deducting things from your income. So the first thing they have is like if you do tithe, if you give tithe and offering to a church or religious organization or another organization, they have that first. Then they have number 2 is your taxes. And then they have number 3 as your spendable income now. And then after that, they have which housing is number 3, right? So your housing, and they have recommendations. So your housing, they're saying, shouldn't be more than 29 to 38% of your income, right? Then you have, which includes your rent, your home insurance, if you pay that, your real estate taxes, your electricity, like your ComEd bill, your gas, like your NICOR gas bill, your water bill. That's all under housing, right? And so that total shouldn't be more than, they recommend 29 to 38%. I'm about a little over that. So that's something that I want to work on, but things happen, right? Property taxes, rent goes up, mortgage for us, mortgage taxes went up. So these things change. Then they move on into food, right? So food is the next area. They recommend 11 to 14% of your income to go towards food. Automobile, 12 to 14% of your income to go towards automobile. So that includes car note, which is a monthly payment for a car that you're paying on, right? Then your gas, oil, so your whatever you put in gas per week or per month, auto insurance, auto repairs. Then they move into debt. So what kind of debt do you have? Credit cards, loans, college loans, student loans, right? I put that under debt for me because I do still have a student loan, though I'm not paying on it right now, but I do have one that I'm hoping I will be starting to pay on this year. And then, of course, the credit cards. This category was empty for me up until 2020. And I don't know what happened, but I think quarantine got to my head and I got a credit card debt again. So I will be starting over to eliminate my credit card debt because I don't like credit card debt. And then the next, excuse me, thing on the list is, your recreation, right? Eating out, your hair, your vacation, your trips that you're planning for, Savings is another one. Clothing, medical expenses. All right, so savings, they recommend that you're saving 5% of your income a month. Then clothing, they're recommending 5% as well. You can remove those if you don't want to be putting that in your budget. You also got medical expenses, 4 to 5% a month is what they recommend. You have your miscellaneous, 10 to 15%. Like we used to have dry cleaning and that. I don't dry clean anymore, y'all. I don't dry clean anymore. I can't tell the last time. Then you have gifts, TV, right? Cell phones. Those are your miscellaneous. You may have personal expenses like you may want to have pocket money for yourself where you can spend whatever you want on yourself a month. And your husband, your spouse, significant other may have a expense, your cell phone, if you're giving allowance to children, etc. And so those are the things that they recommend that you consider. That should only be about 10 to 15% of your budget as well. And then investment, they recommend 5 to 25% of your income to go towards investing. And then, of course, school, tuition, childcare, 5 to 8% of your income. So those are some of the things, the categories that you want to consider adding in your budget, right? You want to look at that. You want to be truthful. You want to know that you have itemized those categories. And, you may move from one category to another, but just make sure that you're adding those up into your budget so that at the end of the month, you have a total of 100%. Ideally, you want to have less expenses than income so that you have an overage and you can put that towards maybe savings or investing, right? You want to do some stock investing, open a brokerage account, etc. Like I recommend all the time. So those are some of the things you want to have overages for, right? So that I watch a YouTuber that he says he doesn't even have a bank account. He doesn't put his money in a bank account. He just puts it in investing, right? Because he's like, why let it sit in the bank when it could be making money for me? Which I think is a great thing to do. So I just wanted to share those categories with you so you are aware. You can have a list of all those categories that are relevant for you and the idea of how much of that you should be putting, a percentage of that of your income you should be putting towards each category, okay? So I hope that helped, guys. Speak the truth to yourself. It may be painful. You may not want to hear it. You might not want to see it. You may be like, oh, I want to be able to buy and go and do. But if you're not being honest with yourself, your income is your income. Unless you have arrived, we all have an income, a limited income, and you want to be able to manage that to the best of your ability. So tell the truth to your money. And then I have a little scenario for you from the book Success Principles. And it's talking about setting your goals and reading your goals on a regular basis, like 2 to 3 times per day. And it says, take a few minutes to read your goals daily. Close your eyes and picture your goal as if you've already accomplished it. And they said, following these disciplines of success will activate the power of your desire. It increases what psychologists call the structural tension in your brain. Your brain wants to close the gap between your current reality, vision of your goal, and what your goal is, right? So by constantly repeating and visualizing your goal as already achieved, you will be increasing your structural tension. And this will increase your motivation, stimulate your creativity, and heighten your awareness and resources that can help you achieve your goal. Make sure to review it 2 to 3 times a day, in the morning when you wake up, and again at night before you go to bed, so that you can visualize, accomplishing those goals that you've already set. So with that, guys, I just hope that you all continue to review your goals and continue to tell yourself the truth about your money. All right? That's all that I have for you all today. This is Simone with Simple, Smart, Mommy Money Moves. Thanks so much for watching. You guys have a good one. Till next time. Bye-bye.